In this video, you'll discover how to create a high converting sales process. Now, this is video number 4 of my free online course that teaches step-by-step how to start a coaching business online. If you're new to my channel, my name is Peter Scott. I'm the founder of Fearless Coach Academy, where I have mentored thousands of coaches since 2013 to launch and scale their coaching business. So let's dive right into this structured sales process. There's 5 steps to a high converting sales process. And the first step is what we call the pre-call sequence. Why do I start before you even have your first call with them? Well, the reason is because what makes effective sales processes begins with marketing. Marketing is where we must start. If you neglect marketing and you're talking to people who are booking calls who feel like you're a total stranger to them, you have an uphill battle. The goal of marketing is to get somebody 80% sold before they show up on the call with you. And that begins, of course, from the lead magnet that they download to the emails that they get, but it's really dialed in the pre-call sequence that you send them to. So for us in Fearless Coach Academy, when somebody schedules a call, they immediately get an email from the salesperson on my team that says, hey, congratulations, your call with us is booked. And we share some resources for them to watch. We share a video training to watch. We share some case study interviews from students. And the reason is because we want to get someone pre-interested, predetermined, and pre-qualified before they even show up on the call with you. If you want to experience our process, then book a call with us and you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's step 1. Do not wait to get to the sales call to get somebody primed and warmed up. Think about it. There's a lot of noise out there today. There's a lot of distraction out there today. So when somebody schedules a call, usually they're about a 1, 2, or 3 on the temperature scale. And the goal is, how do you lower the resistance and build the trust as quickly as possible to warm them up from a 1, 2, or 3 to an 8, 9, or 10 when they have the call. When they're an 8, 9, or 10, everything else in the sales process is so much easier. So the first step to a high converting sales process is developing your pre-call sequence. The second step is the actual triage call. We call them brainstorm calls. Others have called them triage calls, but these are short 10 to 15 minute calls that are designed to build trust with somebody who doesn't know you and qualify whether or not they're a fit for your coaching. Now, I get that some business coaches out there will teach you to do the one call close. And I did that in the past. But as our business grew and we started to do paid ads and we started to get dozens and hundreds of calls booked a month, like a lot of calls, when we do that, we don't want to waste 45 minutes to an hour of our time on somebody who we discover within the first 3 to 5 minutes is not a fit for our coaching. So we want to first triage them and say, is this person even a fit? Do they have a problem we can solve? Are they committed and resourceful to solve that problem? Do we want to help them? Are we passionate about helping them? Do we have the credibility and the results to help them? If the answer is yes, then they go into our next step of the sales process. But that first call is a short 15-minute call where you simply explore if or how you can help somebody. You build trust. And then you don't sell your coaching on that call, you sell the next step, which is another call where you dive deeper and you give them real, tangible value, regardless of whether they work with you or not. So that's step 2. It's the first call of a 2-call sales process. It can be called a triage or a brainstorm call. The third step is the post-call sequence. So what happens between the first and the second call? You don't want to just say, oh, cool, I'll talk to you next Tuesday, see you then, and then they don't hear from you again. You want to give them content to consume that continues to enroll them, nurture them, get them 80% sold to work with you. So what my growth advisor does on my team is, after somebody has a call with him, he'll say, okay, let's go ahead and get your call, your next call scheduled. And once he has that call scheduled, he goes, I've got a couple things that I want you to go through to ensure you get the most value from this call. First is a PDF overview that gives you all the details of our coaching program. Can you commit to reviewing that before your call with Peter? And they say yes. Great. The second thing I want you to do is, I've got a link to his YouTube channel. If you haven't watched much of his content, make sure to binge watch as much as possible, because he teaches real actionable strategies for getting clients online. Can you commit to that? Yes. And the third thing is, we have a whole library of success stories. I think it's useful for you to hear from some of our past students to see what's possible for you in your coaching business. Can you commit to watching those 3 resources before your call with Peter? Now imagine how much more qualified somebody is, how much more enrolled they are and sold they are before they even get on the phone with me when they go through those steps. That is the post-call sequence after the first call. The fourth call is the actual sales call itself. Now, this is where a lot of coaches, when they're starting, get a little uncomfortable, a little nervous, because yes, you are going to make an offer on this call, but it's a very simple process to follow. In fact, if you want to know my word-for-word sales script that all of our clients use to enroll high-ticket clients, just click the description below. You can download it for free. It'll be my gift to you. But just know that you do need to have a structure for this call. Do not make the mistake of just showing up and coaching people for free on a call, because that's a waste of your time. It's a waste of their time. Sure, they may get some distinctions from you and some value, but they don't have skin in the game, so they're not going to really make transformation happen. When they become a client, that's when transformation is ignited. But if you're just going to give your coaching away for free, then again, they're not going to value it. You need to have a structured process, a clear set of questions that you ask at each stage to establish and pinpoint the problem they're suffering with, widen the gap between where they are and where they want to be, eliminate objections before they happen. There's a lot of strategy associated with this. Trust me on this, please don't make that mistake. I did that the first few months of building my business, and I just wasted time and I lost opportunity. So dialing in your sales process is critical. And if you want our word-for-word scripts, just download it through the description below. The final fifth step is follow-up. Now, in a perfect world, you don't have to do follow-up. By that second call, you've made your offer and the person is ready to move forward. But every now and then you may have somebody who needs to get funding from a friend, or who needs to talk to their spouse, or who needs to think about it and move some money around. Whatever that is, know that you must book that call on that place. And that's where the follow-up comes in. So an example is, a great analogy that we use is called BAMFAM, or acronym. I think it's called an acronym. BAMFAM means book a meeting from a meeting. Do me a favor, just comment BAMFAM below, and that way I know you're watching this video. Book a meeting from a meeting. If they say, let me think about it and get back to you, don't just end the call. Instead, say, okay, no worries, I understand. I've got availability this Thursday or Friday at 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. Which of those times work for you? And lock in that next meeting so that you have committed follow-up. And also send them some resources, because even though you asked them to read the PDF, even though you asked them to watch your YouTube channel or review your case study interviews, is it true that 100% of people every single time do that? No, of course not. Life happens. So you ask them at the end of the call, by the way, did you get a chance to review that PDF that I sent you? No, you didn't? Okay, I'm going to send you an email with these resources again. Make sure to review them over the next 24 hours before our next call. That way, you're continuing to nurture and enroll these people every step of the way. Now, that's our 5-step sales process. That is absolutely what you want to do to create yours. Again, make sure to download through the link below or comment sales script below to get our word-for-word sales script. Before I wrap up this video, I've got a quick favor to ask. If you've enjoyed these in this free online course, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel right now and click like on the video. That way this algorithm can push this video out to more people. I want to help as many coaches as possible. And once you've subscribed, make sure to check out the next video in our free online course, which is how to get your first coaching client. Click up here, watch that video, and I'll see you in the next training.